you are.
I thought you were going to green room.
Yep. I just was hearing all the music. Hello? Anybody home?
Yeah.
It was working.
What was working? Can you hear me?
Can you hear me
You
now?
got to plug your
All right.
headphones into the
Now
bottom
I
of your
can.
mic. Okay. Todd's head's
All
so
right.
big.
Can you hear me now?
Jesus.
Yeah, we both jumped in the green room.
Well, excuse me. I kept texting you to tell you that I don't know how to go to the green room. I just clicked on this and it brought me to the show, so you'll have to show me how to get to the green room. That's what I kept texting you. Hello, hello, hello.
Next tutorial. There it is.
Well, the green room is on the menu, but it's okay.
No, not on the menu when I click on.
Oh, well.
Because even if I click down. But anyway, I think we're fine.
Yeah. So, yeah. Interesting day I had yesterday.
Hi.
We're gonna be talking. Oh my god, I actually got facts on this stuff too. On
I
on
quite
the
don't
whole
understand the topic yet, but
well,
explain it to
we
me.
were discussing like everybody is in for just a quick fix with
There you go.
healthcare.
That was my TED talk that Ted didn't take. It was. That was the title of my TED talk that I submitted was "We're all in for a quick fix. We all want a quick fix." How do you like that? They didn't like it.
Come on, Ted.
On you, Ted.
Oh, what's in that Chinese food? I'm stoned. I had sweet and sour chicken laced with acid or something.
Absolutely. I'm
So-
definitely this didn't work. Didn't wake up right. Got to be short. We've got snow here, which isn't a lot of snow at all, but I still.
Oh my
have to,
god!
like,
Call
clear
out the
it out.
National Guard.
I know.
Joanne's got snow, and we are now 2x in the boomer. Joanne, why don't you explain that, because that is a good idea, and that's what you came up with. Explain
Okay.
it.
Well, what it is let's see, 2X means 2 Gen X's, Xers, and I'm a boomer. And we all were very raised differently. Now, my question is Gen Xers were raised by boomers, okay? And now it's the Gen Xers, I guess, because I raised millennials, but I had children late. But what we're here to do is show like how different we really are, or how alike we really are.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. I like that. See, that's why I had you explain it, because I would have been like, I'm reading the opening paragraph of some of the literature I got. How we become too dependent on medication. I know how.
Oh, please. Like I said, game on, because I am firmly a believer that we are medicated out. I mean, my husband's a living proof of a pharmaceutical company.
Yeah, you should see my drawer.
And how you've got let's take
There's
a step
difference.
back. Yes.
Yeah.
Let's take this step back. I'm a holistic person. So the only meds that I'm on out there is Synthroid that I've been on since I was 16, which I think is a bunch of bullshit. But when I stop it, I don't feel great. And every once in a while, which the whole world is on, is Klonopin. But I usually don't do that. I will do natural remedies. So basically, a ripe old person close to 70, no meds. And you're a special case. My husband, his illness is personally, in my personal opinion, were his own man-made. And that's what we do. I mean, even 40 years ago, I worked for a major corporation in software development, and someone was there and their cholesterol was high. Well, and the doctor offers the statin. It's 40 years ago. And this
They
person,
started pushing 40 years ago. Son of
yeah.
guns.
oh, listen.
Damn pill pushers.
Well, that's unfortunately big pharma,
Yeah.
and they
Keep
don't
you
want
sick
us.
and keep you coming back.
Thank you. No, that's they don't want you healthy,
No, if
and
they did,
they
he
don't.
would have said something about your diet,
That's right.
not automatically going to here. Take this.
Well, but then wait. But this person, because we knew this already, but then this person was like, "Wow, now I can eat all the junk food I want, and I've got a pill." And that's what we want. Do you ever scroll through the diet stuff? Eat all the foods you love and lose weight. Really?
Yeah, but they don't show you that in the fine print. It says eat all the foods that you love and don't want to lose, but on our menu and what we serve.
I'm sorry I missed that because my business
like
was calling me. I'm
Slim
gonna text
Fast
them.
has their own menu. Like Jenny Craig has their own food. So they say eat
Yeah,
what
but
you
you're
want because you can
behind
get
the
chocolate
times
cake.
now.
Yeah.
Right, but you're behind the times.
Whoa.
In terms of
Well,
this.
then.
Jenny Craig is old. Now
She still looks
also
good.
because
I,
she
I
alive?
I don't blame him. I came in here today and he was working out to Richard Simmons. So I mean, he's
you mean not?
Yeah,
not
this is
what's
coming
his
from
face,
the
not-
guy who has
oh,
the right
God.
the right ear on the left.
is that why that
Not
echoes so
God,
bad?
not Jack LaLanne.
You can look at the sticker.
Richard Simmons, I love it.
Did you say something earlier? Echoing like crazy.
It's like slow. You remember they had slow, medium, high speed exercising in the 80s where they'd have one person going real slow
Yeah.
and then the next person would be just a little faster, and then they have the ones that were jacked up on steroids. I used to try to keep up with the high speed, but I couldn't. I get tired.
I was a personal trainer for Lucille Roberts in the 70s.
Who's that?
Okay. Well, they're very well known down here. They both died.
that
And
sucks.
they were a gym. In those days, we didn't call them gyms. And in those days, we did calisthenics. Okay? That when somebody was on when I saw somebody a few years back on the train, many years back, because I was with my kids when they were little, and they're going, oh, calisthenics, what's that? So
Yeah,
I still
what's
can
organic?
repeat my calisthenics class. But in those days, there were no treadmills. There was nothing except for these stupid rolling machines.
I
That
remember
people were
those
thinking they were
rollers.
rolling their fat away. Come on.
Oh, I always wanted one of the ones where you hook up to the belt and go.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, and then they got those shake weights. Do you remember those babies?
The
Oh,
Hoyt.
yeah.
Like it was in the
Yeah.
90s.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Yeah.
these
Shake-
football players were making jokes and buying them for all their teammates, the shake weights, so they'd all be out doing their shake weights. I couldn't invest in something like that. I'd feel like I'd have to buy that in private.
It all comes
let me
back to
tell
the
you.
instant. I want that instant change.
That's right. I want that I want to lose that weight fast. Just
Yeah.
like right now, the whole industry with Ozem. Oh God, there is a quote unquote diet pill out right now.
Oh, boy.
That just came out for diabetes type 2 people, and they found that it really helps them lose weight. So now everybody wants it. It's the biggest thing in Hollywood, and right now it costs $1,500 a month. Because
For 30
insu-
of those.
That's right. Well, it's not, you shoot yourself up every day. It's a shot. And it's working. But it is turning into such a big thing because it initially was made up for people with type 2 diabetes. And my
Yes.
question then comes in is, again, being an ex-diet pill addict, what happens when you stop taking the diet pills? Okay.
You get fat.
Nuts.
Thank
And
you.
you Jones. And you wanna get high.
And not only that,
Smoke weed.
You get well.
You get-
I wish that worked.
It does if you do it.
No, not for dieting. You get munchies.
Yeah, true.
yeah. Well, that works for other people's diets.
Yeah.
They need to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Ethiopian boy over here.
Yeah.
He could eat a buffet and he loses weight. It's like the movie
Well,
Thinner over here.
I'm gonna be the evil boomer. It
All right,
won't
be it.
last.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Enjoy it now.
One day he's
because
gonna look
it's-
like Jim Morrison on
One
his
day,
way out.
you should see all of my husband's high school friends.
Yeah,
Oh
they're all
yeah,
blubber asses now.
all blubber asses.
You know
He
that
looks the youngest.
I noticed that a lot of the girls that I would have crushes on in high school, and they were like hot. They were the ones, you know. I see them, you know, out here and there and out and about, and they're all like fat now. I'm like, what happened?
Well, that's
You
what
used to be
happens. The ones that, yep. I'm sorry. I
They
don't
used to be
mean to.
We're
stuck
over-
up and snotty, and now they're like trying to hide their faces.
We're an
Right.
over-medicated, fat
Thank you.
country.
Thank you. Yes, we are.
what we are.
Well, okay. I really
All right.
shouldn't be saying this, but
No, it's true.
no,
Over-medicated
it
fat
is
country.
true. Over-medicated fat country. And
Yeah.
who's making all the money on all of this?
Not me.
Okay? Not me.
I say to
And-
give it
and-
all away.
And the sad part is that in order for you to be healthy, in order for you to eat healthy,
You're
it
gonna need
costs a
Boku
lot of
bucks.
money.
Yeah.
Yes. You,
Money
I
and
That's how
mean,
you can't.
so you can't. I mean,
Yeah.
unless you grow your own farm and you have a little, you know, you have a garden.
Now they're
But-
taking care of that too.
Yeah, I mean,
No, sc-
it's a quick fix. You're right. We want that quick fix, and especially in the health industry, especially when it comes to high cholesterol, even
Especially
diabetes.
when it comes to mental health.
Oh
I
God!
mean,
Well, wait. We're not even.
Well, I
in
know.
any
Let's
kind
not
of
dabble in
mental-
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that,
that's
mental
another
health is,
day and a half of shows right there.
Oh, absolutely. And especially now with the way social media is and the suicide rate in kids is getting higher and higher, and nobody
Oh
is
yeah.
paying attention. You know, unfortunately, I hate to
Everybody's
bring,
like self-absorbed with their own nonsense, and
Yes, they
they
are. Yes, they
it
are.
was kind of goes back to our last episode. People really just kind of put on a face, you know, to pretend they give a crap, but then they don't.
They don't.
It's
You
like
know,
a
like
Twilight
it's-
Zone right now. I'll tell you
Well,
that.
it is. We are. I think we are because
Everyone's
there's-
in their own reality. I mean, it's just baffling today to me.
It is.
I mean, I don't know. You don't go out as much as me, but but it's crazy out there. I'll tell you.
Oh well, it is. It is. That's why I like
Yeah.
my skating. I'm in my little bubble
Yeah.
there.
I went ice skating the other day. Actually,
I'm gonna
On
go
his
right
front
after
lawn?
this. On his front lawn, yeah.
I did actually go on the front lawn. We had a big ice storm, but no, I took my daughter to. She likes figure skating, so
Oh,
we go
good.
every once in a while.
Good.
Yep,
But you know,
Good.
Joanne was a figure skating pro,
I
Yep.
do.
Yep.
and she was really good at it.
She was. Now she's sort of okay. I mean, like you can tell when I get on the ice that okay, she knows how to skate,
She
but
did. Yeah.
it's I still do it, and I hope to continue to do it. That's why I'm so. How do I put it? I so badly want to continue to do it as much as I can right now because I don't know how long I'll last. Because it is an
No.
age thing. I mean, my
Yeah.
skating pro already said, "Stop jumping and spinning, Joanne. You're old. Take ice dancing."
Age is only numbers in my planet.
Well, no, it's also your body, baby.
bones.
There is. I'm sorry, you don't know yet. You're still a meager child. But
Oh,
you know,
whoa.
unfortunately, I
That was
know
heavy.
you could. You're my son, so you know. It as you age, once you get past that 55 mark and get into those 60s, you can't do what you did before. That's why when you see a lot of people who were thin and who were athletic, you know, they gain weight. Why? Because you can't pump it out. I can't skate for 6 hours in a day. I'm dead
True.
after an hour.
True.
So
I just want to take a moment and welcome Monica and Heather into the conversation. We're talking about quick fixes, and everybody is in such a hurry for quick fixes with their health or anything, really. Even duct tape. Everyone's looking to use duct tape for quick fixes. I've done it. And then a day later, you're
using
like,
it for what?
you can't even get
taping your
good duct tape anymore. It's all garbage.
You know what I've learned in my short life? Nothing good comes easy.
Thank you.
What?
Amen.
I'm going to cry. That's a
Noth-
good one.
Mic drop.
Yep. Yeah. Nothing good in life comes easy, and things are. It's hard work. You know, you're not. But that's why we want the pill. You know, that's why we want that quick fix because we don't want to put the work into it. And again, when you look at it, I mean, with social media and then being on social media, I mean, I time my I have timers on my social media because it's like I could be addicted. I love watching cat and dog videos. But what a
Meow.
waste
Woof,
of
woof.
what a waste of time. But
Now,
there you
I
go.
will debate with you on one thing. I can watch YouTube videos all day of people falling on ice.
Okay, well,
That
all
never
right.
gets old.
You're a sadist, okay? No,
Well, I
you
mean,
like to see.
you always
I mean,
hope they get
Epic
up.
fails.
You just when you know that someone's gonna fall, you start laughing ahead of time. That's when it's fun. You just know as soon as they walk to that one spot, they're going down, no matter what they do. And if
Yeah,
they're holding
no,
hands with somebody, they're both going.
they're both going.
It's fun.
Well, I think that could be humorous.
Well, there's no thinking. You would
Those
laugh.
are your favorite ones? Those are your favorite videos?
People falling on ice, yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Or I mean, I worked at a construction site years and years and years ago, and a circular saw fell from the first floor to the second floor while we were framing,
Ouch.
and it hit some dude on the head, and we all laughed.
Oh,
Oh, I mean,
okay.
There is
no.
a few people that would laugh.
Well, because
I wouldn't laugh
it
at
didn't
that.
even seem to phase them.
Some people,
Oh,
some
okay.
people like me just laugh at everything. It's just a defense mechanism.
That's very true.
It is.
Well,
I don't
wait,
mean any
wait.
harm by it.
That's
I
your
was
quick
gonna say
fix.
something. I was
my
going to
quick
say
fix.
something political, but I won't.
hey, oh, it's raw.
That's
Whatever.
wrong.
Go ahead and let it boom.
No, that one we won't.
Let
The
it boom,
boomer
boom.
won't boom that one.
No boomer today.
No
That's
boomer
funny.
on that one.
But we all have our like kind of quick fixes. There's always
Yeah.
a quick fix for something. Even flat tires. They sell a spray can that you can spray into it and it fixes the flat. Like how does that even make sense? What if like someone slashed your tire is really gonna plug it?
Do
No.
tires even go flat anymore?
Yeah, of course they do.
Some of them just you can ride on for like 100 miles.
Yeah, if you're riding in the president's car, they got Kevlar tires and they get 4 miles to the gallon in gas, 5-inch thick windows. I mean, that's something you should check
Makes
out, by the
sense.
way.
They could just tell him that he's in that car. He wouldn't even know.
You go what?
Nothing. I don't want to get political either.
Oh, geez, we're going down the line, and
Yeah.
I'll say I don't talk politics, not usually, but
What's your quick fix
for what?
for life?
You know, I don't have a quick fix at this point in time. I really don't, because everything's been really tough the last couple of years. I've gotten a lot stronger, and it's taken time. So I mean, Joanne can speak on my behalf there. I've taken the long road really, and the tough mountain. I didn't look for any quick fixes because I wanted to get better in a lot of different areas. So it really depends on the person. Good question though.
It is a good question. I don't really.
is.
I don't have a quick fix because it
I don't
does.
think there is
Anything
one.
good in life is what?
I don't think there is one.
Well, but
Well,
there
there
really
are.
isn't.
Well, super glue is good too.
What is?
If you get
What
the good
is?
super glue
Oh.
glue holds for quite a while.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a coffee mug that lasted about 2 years after I super glued that sucker, and then one day it just stopped working.
I think the last thing I super glued was from that store, Things Remembered. You know that store?
I don't
In
remember.
the mall. It used to be in the mall. Well, it broke like a day later, and I brought it back, and I said, "Is this store called Things You Remembered because everything breaks, and that's all I can do is remember it?"
Yeah, I remember that store. So everyone went to get the fancy engravings. And
Yeah.
it's kind of like a Brookstone, but it was a
It's
little more
gone now. There's,
upscale.
there's no more malls. Everybody wanted the quick Amazon order, so there goes the
That's
malls,
another
too.
thing. Like, is everything going online now? That's a quick fix. If I don't have to leave my home and I can get paper towels delivered to me,
Why
free
the hell
shipping,
not?
why wouldn't I?
Why? Right.
So bad.
And
for
then
the
there are
environment.
yeah. I mean, the paper towels or the.
Come on, Mister.
You're just adding to global warming.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh God!
I mean, listen. You know, there's quick fixes,
I'm
but
taking a
then
bite of
there's
my
this-
lunch.
Yeah. Was that a quick sandwich to make? But
yeah.
Panini.
Panini. What is a panini? All it is a
Hey,
grilled
hey.
sandwich with grilled lines in it.
Yeah, you gotta press
And
that down.
thick, isn't it? Right, and it's thicker bread,
Thick bread.
right?
Well,
Is
they
it
use
sourdough or French?
It's sourdough.
I love sourdough bread.
Yeah,
I bet you do.
sourdough bread is great.
Is that your quick
Oh.
fix when you're hungry? Eat some sourdough.
quick fix when I'm hungry is soup, salad, and breadsticks.
Oh, I like that.
Olive Garden must hate you when you come in for that you can eat salad and soup lunch, and they
Yeah.
get like a $1
Look at
tip.
this little. He's not going to eat much. Yeah, well, keep bringing him.
Yeah, keep bringing the salad and breadsticks. I'll be here for an hour and leave you a $1 tip because it's 15% of the
That's
bill.
not true.
You leave $4
No,
at
you
least.
better leave tips now because they're not sharing tips these days. So please.
No,
leave
they're
tips.
not actually. True story.
Are
Quick
they
fix
not?
for that, right? They just get
Well,
rid of
they're
tips
not.
altogether.
They're
Yeah, I
not
guess.
share. Well,
I mean,
They're
what
not
I mean is
sharing
they're
them?
not getting as much anymore.
Oh, they're not
No, of
sharing. Like if a
course
server serves, they don't have to share tips with the bartender or the bus people. They all get their own
Yeah, they
rates
don't have
now,
to.
right? Is that the
Mhm.
is that the
And
gig?
the rate's lower, I believe, too.
Probably. Well, they gave him a bigger hourly rate, right, for a quick fix. Didn't they give him an hourly rate
yeah,
They
the
raised it up?
hourly rate for waiters has gone up.
to like what
And
three,
the-
like $3 or $4 or something?
Oh
now?
well, I'm in New York City.
Depends.
In New
See, I don't
York
know. I was
City,
a
it's
server when it was
15
$2.90.
Oh God, okay.
I made $2.90 an hour plus tips,
Wow.
so I'd have to make $100
now,
a night to make it worth going to work.
I only know for Nassau County, and it's $15, 15 and change,
Maybe
for
I'll take a
servers,
ride 6
because
hours a day and come out there and serve tables.
and serve tables.
Damn,
Yeah, it's.
I'll make enough money to live off of for the month. I'll drive out once a month for a week. Get a
It's
crappy mo.
crazy, but they need it. You deserve it. I mean, I'm sorry. We're going off topic
Yeah.
because this isn't
Well,
the
that's my quick fix for money.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's your quick fix.
There
for
was a
money.
method to my madness there. See,
Okay. Well, I don't know. You know, we're all in New York, so
That sounded more
no
like
one
a
can-
flashback.
I know, right?
flashbacks from the sweet and sour chicken acid you were feeding me.
That's
You
good
brought
stuff.
me lunch, and now I'm like, feel like I'm tripping.
Oh, jeepers.
It's that bright light.
Yeah, it is. These lights are actually hot. They put off some heat. And then when the dog,
Try being a superstar your whole life.
Oh,
Sitting in
it's
front of those
coming.
bright lights.
I got on my shopping cart on Amazon, so I can quickly order when I need them. The big bright studio lights, but I don't need them yet. I'm waiting for the big sponsorships to come through. Joanne's working on that.
Just go to the store and get them.
Just go. Get it.
Skip the sponsors, just buy it. You never own anything, right, Joanne?
I
You
never
never
what?
own anything. You never own
Own?
anything. A car or a
mean?
house. You never end up owning
She
anything.
made her first pair of figure skates.
Yeah, right. I almost had to. My feet were too little. I couldn't get them. That was my
Really?
big trauma. They didn't make
Really?
them in my size. Yeah.
What
yeah,
size are
I
you?
could-
6?
No. Now it's different. But when I was a little girl, I mean, I couldn't even get party shoes because my feet were so tiny when I was little.
Wow.
So
That's
You
bizarre.
know, yeah. So I had to get custom figure skates made when I was
No
little.
kidding.
See?
But,
So I was half
you
right.
know, Yeah. Do I own anything? Of course I own things.
You're supposed to own things.
That was a general
Yes.
statement. Like when
Yeah,
people
okay.
buy cars and they have mortgages, they all think, "Well, this is my house and it's my car." It's really not. It's the
No,
banks.
it's the banks. I mean,
Well,
yes, that's
unless
right.
you own it.
You don't really own anything like in that regard. If you lease something, you don't own it.
No, you're right.
So-
I mean, you're 100% correct. And that
So,
also
like-
makes, yeah, I agree. Well, I own one home. The other one, I have a mortgage. I have 2 homes.
Well, yeah. Well, you could. Yeah.
So-
Well,
Yeah, once you own it, it's yours.
Right.
yeah. Once
No
you own it,
mortgage.
it's yours, and when you go to sell it, you can't get anything for it because there's no bank involved anymore.
Well, not right. I don't know. Depends.
It depends.
Well, it depends on where
It
you
depends.
live and the size
It
of the
depends
house
on where you
and
live. And, yeah.
neighborhood, and
But
You
I mean,
can't have
we
a
all
quick
live
fix. You
in-
got to do your research.
make
That's
sure there's no
right.
serial killer that lived
But make
next
sure
door.
it's the right research, you know?
Yeah,
Don't
true.
go to the fake news.
How do you tell? Fake
It's
versus
very
real
hard.
anymore.
It is so hard, and that was what
little
somebody
bit.
posted. I don't know if you guys know about Quora, and somebody just posted some real realities. And the last part of the reality was like, go find the truth if you can.
You can find the truth if you can.
If you can,
Yeah,
because
good luck.
good luck. I mean, or what happens is we waste so much time because we want
Yeah.
that quick fix. But then when you look at that headline, that then says, I don't know, I saw something yesterday so ridiculous, and it came from I guess Fox News. Well, that says something. And I then start, I do one Google to, there's some site out there, The Truth or whatever, and it was wrong. But we have to source everything now. I mean, if you're going to
Yeah.
do anything, there is no quick fix in that reality. I mean, again, back to the topic, back to our medical system, back to doctors. I mean, it's scary.
Well, you got to do your
It's
research on these doctors now too.
Yep. And well, but also these doctors, knowing that I have many family members that are doctors that are retiring. My uncle was a pediatric cardiologist, and because he started out with Kaiser Memorial, which is the first, what do you want to call it, like an HMO, and this was in the 50s and 60s. He retired early because they were just pushing him to see patients, and that's what they do now. Because
Oh, and that's what that
our
movie John Q was about, because they were just pumping people in and out, and
That's
people had
right,
no
it's a
money. They didn't get
corporation.
coverage. Yep.
That's right. We are medical care again. Let's go back to, all right. I mean, the highlights today was the loan forgiveness. We are turning everything. Yes, we are capitalism on steroids. And
Yeah.
basically,
Good way.
it's like I spoke to, I go to a dermatologist, and the dermatologist's son is getting into some very good schools with good scholarships. And I asked him, so is he going to follow in your footsteps? You know what his answer was? Hell no. No, I wouldn't want to be a doctor. And that's frightening because he is not going to have really qualified people, because the smart
Yeah.
ones don't, because you're doing pharmaceutical, how do you say it, doctoring. You're doing things based on, I've got to push this patient in 20 minutes, and then my rating as a doctor is based upon what I've done and how many patients I've seen, and
That
it's very
and
scary.
yeah, that
like-
and results.
I like
Right.
capitalism personally. I just think when honesty and morality is taken out of it, it fails. And
Well, but here's
integrity.
the key, and it's from the Bible. It's not that money is the root of all evil, it's the love of
The
money.
love of money. Yeah,
and
That's some strong stuff.
Yeah.
it's true.
and
deep.
it is true.
It is.
it-
I never thought of I've never thought of it that way, but that's some deep stuff, Joanne.
Yeah.
How long did you practice that one?
That book's been around.
Right.
Just read
Yeah, that book's been
Three
around.
three days before we go live, she's like, how am I gonna say this
Am I gonna say?
and shut these clowns up? I'm sitting over here half asleep, and you're like, "Baboom!" I'm like, "All
Yeah,
right,
it's
you
the
win."
caffeine. It's the caffeine in
Showtime.
the snow.
Oh, I could go to bed after drinking a pot of coffee. Caffeine, what's that?
Oh, you're lucky. Not me.
Ugh.
I can't drink it
Yeah,
after
well,
3
I
o'clock.
didn't say I don't shake in my sleep. I can fall asleep.
Don't
But I-
wake up every hour.
Yeah, I wake up in different areas of the room, but I can sleep after drinking a pot of coffee. I've slept standing up holding coffee in my hand and not dropping it. So name somebody that did that.
I don't
I
know.
know, I've worked with people who are narcoleptic and just fell asleep while working.
I don't have narcolepsy.
Oh, I
No, I know, I'm
interviewed
just saying, I've seen
somebody.
it. You know what's
I
weird to me?
interviewed somebody.
They let him
What?
drive. How do you? Thank you. I was baffled. I said, "How did you get here tonight?" I drove. What do you? How? Who? Is that not safe? I don't know.
I want my one friend to pull over every night, and
I
he'd
think-
fall asleep on the thruway for like 5 hours because all of a sudden out of nowhere he'd have to fall asleep.
Sometimes it's really out of nowhere.
Yeah, where they just go thump
That's-
and they hit their head.
No, they do. I interviewed
Really?
somebody for a
And what do you-
job when I was in software development.
Did
and
you
I'm
hire him?
interviewing him? And no, what are you, crazy? And then all of a sudden I'm asking him a question. And he
Oh, by the
nodded
way.
out. I mean, I could tell you such experiences in corporate America.
That's awesome.
But he fell asleep. I was like, oh, no, I don't think we're hiring you.
You're like hitting the desk. It's like that episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm where Larry David's opening the restaurants with his buddy, and they hired that chef because they thought he was a survivor, and it was just lotto numbers written on his hand, but he had Tourette's. and he'd blast out crazy swear words, and it actually caught on, and the whole restaurant started swearing. It was a good episode.
Well,
Well, that's a good episode, but I just also just thought, today if we did not, I mean, I didn't use that as the excuse for not hiring him, but right now that would probably be against the law.
I was just
Oh,
going to say,
absolutely.
I feel
Yeah,
bad.
yeah. You know how many?
This is
you know how
why
many-
I like being a boomer.
Do you know how
Oh,
many
yeah,
desks his
rules have
head probably
changed.
flopped off of, and how many jobs he could have had because he whacked his head and fell asleep, and it wasn't even his fault. Poor guy.
Oh, that's true too. That's a liability. You're right. I never
Yeah.
thought of that.
Well, that, and if he would have been, I mean, seriously, if you think of it, if he would have been Sue happy, he wouldn't need a quick fix.
Well,
You'd have
here's your
everything-
quick fix. Here's
Okay.
another one.
I'll take it.
Another, and it has to do with diabetes type 2. Did you know that once
Diabetes?
you get it once, okay, it is marked, and you are marked, so
What do
that
you mean?
could cure your diabetes. The second you take metformin, you are considered a diabetic, so that you could get yourself off of metformin and get yourself healthy and have a very good A1C, but you still have to answer the question for human resources that you have diabetes. Even though you
Really?
don't anymore. Yep.
But
Well,
okay, so you as a human resources person, you don't have, you can omit certain things off of a job application legally, correct?
Okay, here's how it works. Okay, until you okay. A lot of the rules have changed. That's, I only know the rules from the olden days. Okay, because we used to have to write programs because you have to report to the government. Okay, you have to report, I've interviewed X, I've interviewed Y. That's why when I talk to some of my clients in terms of, oh, well, I really think I got the job, but then they hired this person. And that's because they had to interview you. You have to show the government. There are certain things you have to report to the government. Now, I do believe that asking somebody their age is illegal today still. You can only ask it if you hire them. But again, excuse me. I got the internet.
yeah, you just
look
ask them
at
their
you.
date of birth.
Well,
Yeah, but what if like a 3-year-old walks in and says they want to apply? You can't ask them how old they are and where their mother is.
no, well,
Hey,
okay, a
You,
3-year-old.
you broke
yes.
the law, mister. You're going. All right, I'm going, man. Hook me up. Let's go.
By the rate we're going, no one's going to ever want to work.
I'll be selling vacuum
Oh,
cleaners
yeah.
again.
Well, you want to know?
They're like
I
$5
still
grand now.
Right. I don't know. Because I read a lot this morning. I think that and the snow, and I read a lot of Crane's Business Week, which is really all about New York City and New
Yeah.
York State. And oh my God, let's get depressed.
Mhm.
So
That's why I
and
don't
then
really
they
watch
also-
the news.
Well, no, it's not watching it; it's reading. I actually
Yeah.
read.
Wait, I read a lot.
I wish more people did that.
What, just read instead of watch?
Yeah, because a lot of people don't really know what the heck's going on these days,
Oh, please.
or they just don't care.
And
They,
then-
well, they make it their own.
Well, they make
I
it their
don't
own.
know.
Exactly. We
Yeah.
are, again, we're diverting, but that's because
Yeah.
everybody wants the quick fix. I mean, that's a
Fake
topic.
it to make it. Lie if it makes
Right.
them cry, I guess, right?
Yeah. I mean, it really
Not fair.
is. It's incredible.
It's not fair.
So-
Maybe there are doctors out there that misdiagnose people on purpose. Who knows? Well, he looks like an idiot that would believe it. Let's get him. We'll get our numbers. I mean, you don't know.
Well, you never know.
You never know. Some big scandal comes out. Frankie J, 25 years later, really didn't have these problems, and he was poked and prodded for 25 years. It's like a life sentence.
I think I've heard those. I think I've heard some things where someone's really totally misdiagnosed.
Yeah, no, it
And,
happens. That's why I mentioned
I mean,
it.
it happens. I mean, it does
Mhm.
happen.
Probably not as
doctors are
often
not
as
God.
it used to.
Um,
Some think they
well,
are, though.
lawsuits. I mean, they really help.
Well, they prevent doctors from being real
Malpractice.
doctors anymore either, too. If
Well,
you think
they
about
do,
it.
and they're. I mean, I had an OBGYN, and she retired early because the malpractice insurance was astronomical. And
Yeah.
again, where do you draw the line? That's the hard part. And I did work for a medical malpractice products liability plaintiff only law firm in the 70s.
Say that 10
and-
times real fast.
I know, right? And basically, the lawsuits that we had are still today. I mean, apparent. Or they
Yeah.
knew in the 70s that, okay, I'm going to talk about women's shit. Okay, sorry. That
Go.
hormone replacement therapy was bad for you. Okay. However, if you monitored it properly, maybe, a woman can take this stuff for a little bit just so that they can, because you wouldn't know your fucking men. Ooh, did I curse? So,
Too
but
late now.
I know, right? Sorry, Fireside. But in those days, they knew it. And the reason they kind of, I think they've geared this whole HRT, because I'm not pro, I'm not con. It's a female's choice. And basically, they knew this stuff in the 70s. And the reason is because then they were getting lawsuits. Every single lawsuit we had on HRT Premarin, we won. So that
Well,
also
you had
is another,
your rear ends covered.
right. And that's also another of we want a quick fix, but we also want to sue.
Yeah.
And I think that is the problem. That is, so how do we find really good medical care if we're afraid someone's going to sue us? Just like everybody. Oh, no, don't divert. I was going to divert about something else, but
Hey, that's okay.
well, no, I was going to divert about ageism. People sit there. Some of my clients, I had a few clients. She got laid off at the age of 57, and very high powered person. And basically, she couldn't find another job. She was doing consulting work. And I looked at her and I said, yeah, you look great, but people can just figure out your age. And right now, companies are not hiring older people from an HR person, because if, let's say they hire you and you're in your late 50s, early 60s,
How
and
long
you
are they
aren't
going to get
doing the
out of you?
job right, no. They're afraid you're going to sue them. Because let's say you don't do the job well, and you say, okay, we're getting rid of them because of this
Job performance.
they weren't doing their job, but that person's going to come back and create a lawsuit. No, it's because I'm older.
You discriminated.
Yeah. Yep.
Where it's
But
another
yeah, and
fuzzy
it
one.
is getting tougher though. And we've had these talks in the past. It's not what you know and all that. It's what can you prove? And
Yeah.
sometimes proving these things, you have to take pretend you're working 2 extra jobs to prove that one job was doing something they shouldn't have been doing. So it's like a matter
Right.
of, how many more lawsuits could there really be if it wasn't that much of a project to sue somebody? It's a lot of
Well,
work, and people make a living out of it. Believe it or not, it's
yes, they
crazy.
do. And especially
I don't
since
know
a
how.
lot of it is on contingency. So
Yeah.
it's it is back to the quick fix. Oh, you did
Quick
me wrong,
fix.
I'm going to sue you. It
Yeah.
is back to the whole health thing. Oh, you did me wrong, you didn't pay attention to me. And again, where do you draw the line? Because there are some doctors that really should not be practicing medicine.
There's a
So,
lot of them.
oh
I've
yeah,
run into a whole bunch of them, and fortunate for me, I live in a country where I can choose a different doctor if I want. But no, I've dumped doctors off to the side because they weren't. I didn't feel they were handling things the way they
right,
should have. You just get that
absolutely.
feeling that this isn't right.
Yeah, but you're an
To
intelligent
waits for his
person.
doctors to tell him anything, so he
I
doesn't
just
really
go
have a lot
once
of
a year.
interaction. Once a year,
Once a year,
may-
that's fine. You don't need to go any more than that if you're healthy.
Not yet.
Nope.
as he does the old man.
Not yet.
He's gonna be that old guy on the porch. I used to work with a guy that used to do that. He'd be like, all the time.
Must
Get
have
off
been
my
a
lawn.
smoker.
Sound like a
Get
crow. Oh my god, we're already out of time here. Look at that.
Wow, that is
We
terrific.
really carried
Wow, that
over.
was
It went by
fun.
quick. Well, no, it was a lot of fun. But Joanne, I put your
Yes.
website. Everybody that's watching, I put
Excellent.
Joanne's website in the ticker there.
Thank you.
She does have a service she offers. She does one-time, as far as I understand, one-time consultations to help people do a self-directed search to find out what their purpose is and to perhaps guide them into a better direction of happiness and employment. So she works with people one-on-one. You can get a hold of her via her website. And we got T.O. here. We're going to try to get him an email address. We're going to start slow with him. It's okay. He had a flip phone up until about, I think, a year ago. So
Yep.
baby steps with him. And I'm always here, and you can get any of my social media links from frankiejexperience.com. Joanne, thanks for all your
Oh, thank you for
your
having me. It was
expertise.
always
Tio,
fun.
thanks for the one-liners, and thank you everybody for being here in the audience in the studio. Monica, thank you for being here. Heather, and everybody outside the studio, thanks for being here. It's been a blast. Quick half hour, but we'll be back next week, 12 p.m. Eastern time on Tuesday, right here live on Fireside.